Welcome to Elk Lick House, the first building to be acquired by Heritage Village. It was originally located in the Elk Lick Valley in Claremont County. In 1969, however, the building was set to be demolished to make room for the East Fork Reservoir. That means it would have been under 40 feet of water. However, the Miami Purchase Association for Historic Preservation bought it from the Army Corps of Engineers. It was quite a task to bring the building here and to reconstruct it. First, it was meticulously measured, and then architectural drawings were drawn up. All the boards were numbered, and on them were the geographic locations of how the house originally was. Here, on Heritage Village property, a new foundation was built, but it used many of the hand-chiseled or dressed stones from the original home. Elk Lick House was positioned by a creek, just as it had been by the East Fork. The outbuildings, consisting of an ice house, a smokehouse, and an outhouse, were positioned where they originally had been in relation to the home. Elk Lick House is furnished for an affluent farm family in the 1870s. That is when Mrs. Mary Smith, a widow, and her 3 children lived here. You notice the carpenter Gothic details. We have the built-in bookcases with the crenellation over the doors, and in this room, someone could read and they could play musical instruments. Now this would be compared to the family room of nowadays. In 1803, the Reverend John Collins came from New Jersey. He bought 300 acres in the Elk Lick Valley. He was a Methodist minister who brought with him a group of people, and they were called the Jersey Settlement. He built a small stone house, and later he built a meeting house. His brother-in-law, James Blackman, joined him in 1816, and Blackman built a grist mill and a sawmill on the property, and they formed a company, the Collins-Blackman Mills. It was probably James Blackman who built the original 2 small rooms in this little cottage. This is far more plain than the other part of the house. It just had the necessities. Earl Slade was the last owner of the home. He was the brother of the Slade sisters, the previous owners. He bought the house in 1945. I usually work with the education department, and every now and then we have a child who is a descendant from one of the owners of the Elk Lick House come through, and it's wonderful.